For fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 20 Ultimate Team coins, make sure you guys go check out my sponsor U4GM Coins. Use code VENM at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what's good guys? Venom Fire here, back with the Madden 20 money play. But before we get into the video, according to YouTube statistics, about 80% of viewers that watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you are enjoying the content, please consider subscribing. It's free. You can always unsubscribe. And yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead, hop straight into the video. This money play is going to be in the New England Patriots offensive playbook. It's definitely one of the best playbooks to freestyle, and it has a ton of great formations. But this is a formation and play that I see a lot of people just not using. And most of the people that I play run split close or a slot, whatever. But they really never just go into U-trips and start dotting. So I'm going to show you guys a play that is really good, that can beat pretty much every coverage. I'm going to show it against cover 4, cover 3, cover 2. It also beats man coverage. But it's going to be this Y option wheel play. Now, it doesn't look like the best play. So you got from the player, we got a wheel route, flat route, curl route, and a streak and a post. So not the best. But I'm going to show you guys simple adjustments to make this, a really good play. One thing that you could have that's not necessary, but I do recommend it, is you could get the 4 extra hot routes right here. Just put a slot apprentice, I believe the ability is, right here. And then I think he is a little bit better. Like I said, not needed. And if you have hot route master, that pretty much does the job. But I'm just going to start out with a simple cover 3 Scott. Cover 3 I think is the most popular, defense in the game. But here we are. So the play art. First of all, I want you to take a look at this wheel route with Dalvin Cook. Take a look at how short it is. If I put him on a normal wheel route, this is how far it is. Let's reset the play, and it's a lot shorter. So these type of wheel routes, there's one in tight offset, there's one in bunch, there's one in tight slots, halfback weak. There's a bunch of these in the game, and they're really good against cover 3. This is probably my favorite way to beat cover 3. So one way we could do it is we could just put X on a flat like this, but I feel like that makes it a little bit worse. So what we're going to do to maximize the play, first of all, we're going to block A. We're going to put RB on a flat. Now, you guys might have noticed RB was already on a flat. The reason that we have to put him on one is because if I motioned him over, he wouldn't flip. So you just have to put him on a flat, and then you have to motion him. Make sure that you do this before you motion him over, otherwise it'll put him on a comeback. So put him on a flat like this. And then with B, now with B, you could do a couple of different things. You could A, put him on a slant, B, put him on a drag, or B, put him on an in. I tend to like the in route the best, but I'm just going to show the slant. I feel like it's the more popular option. So here's a look at our setup. You guys see it's not the best setup. So what we're going to do is, like I said, motion Treadwell over. Now I want you to take a look at our boy Dalvin Cook right here on his wheel route. Absolutely wide open against cover 3. The curl flat goes in, defends the flats, and like I said, all you need is a flat zone or an out route. So I could run it like this and it would still be wide open. But like I said, I feel like it's better if I can keep this player on a post, because keep in mind, your opponent, let's say he sees you run this a couple of times, he's going to go straight to using that left side of the field. And when he does that, that is when you could maybe get him with this post route because of how fast breaking it is. Like I said, if I have the extra hot routes, I want to put Thielen on this post because it's going to be faster breaking, and it's going to be a lot more difficult for his users to guard. So again, we are still blocking 6 people. Like I said, we still have 2 high-low reads. One of these sides is going to be open regardless, the wheel route or the other route. So again, take a look at the wheel route. We're going to low ball it, and make sure that you are low balling because these running backs have really low catching in the game. And if you rat catch and you get hit while you're catching, the ball could even pop up into the air and cause an interception. So make sure you're always low balling, which is LT, and you're pass leading inside. So in this case, inside is right, so I'm pass leading right. And you guys see just so much space, and it just really never gets defended against cover 3. That's the reason. Like I said, this is probably the best way to get anybody out of this formation when you're not just cover 3 beating them. And yeah, so let's pretend that they go and use the wheel route. So it's not going to be open. So let's just make another read. Now, obviously, this is going to be a little bit more difficult for me to show because they don't have a user. So I'm throwing it over 2 hook curls, which is a very difficult thing to do. Obviously, if they're using it, it takes one of those hook curls out of the play. So keep that in mind when I'm throwing these routes, that one of them, either the one on the left or the right, will be using the wheel route. So if the one on the left is, then we can easily throw this post route with, no problems asked. And against, like, if for some reason they do still have their 2 hook curls, I love this in route. Now, I threw that really early. I'm not sure why Jamal Adams even played that, but again, you just have to have a lot of patience with this. And like I said, it's pretty hard for me to show it against CPUs just because there's 2 hook curls. But again, you could keep the drag route and look at the Kirk. But the post route was open, and then I actually kind of like the drag route because it pulls down those zones a little bit and opens up the post. But the only problem with that is that sometimes it just runs with the wheel route. And one last thing you can do with this against cover 3 is you can actually throw this flat route. So I could throw it to Treadwell. If I catch him with a linebacker or something lacking, that's a good way to do it. So with that being said, let's hop into our next coverage. It's going to be, actually, I got one more setup for you out of this cover 3. I know I'm spending a lot of time on it, but it is the most popular coverage. So last setup for cover 3 is going to be something like this, where what we're going to do is we're actually going to put X on a flat. I've already mentioned something like that. We're actually going to put our tight end on a curl, our inside receiver, our slot receiver on a hitch, and our outside receiver on an out. Something like this is definitely a very good concept because one of those routes always seems to get open. The out route always going to be open against cover 3. Keep in mind, you're not smart routing, you're just keeping on normal out route. You don't want to go for these chunk plays. Sometimes they can get intercepted. And keep in mind, I'm not even really going to show any of these guys just because it's going to be open. I could obviously snap throw X if they are running like a linebacker at the line of scrimmage on, if they are base aligned. That's a really good way to do it. But again, I'm just running this. Let's say the out route is covered. I could throw the hitch right there. He's open. And the out route was even wide open late. So again, just a good spacing concept. With that being said, let's hop into our next coverage, cover 2. All right, here we are against cover 2. Again, I do apologize for spending so much time on that cover 3 setup, but you guys got to keep in mind that there's a lot to talk about, lots of variation with the play. So again, against cover 2, you could kind of run the exact same type of a play. Against cover 2, though, the post does do a lot better job. And again, this wheel route's going to be a lot better defended because the vert hooks typically do a really good job of defending these wheel routes. Cover 2 does a pretty good job against this type of a concept, which is why I like to go with the post concept a lot better. And you guys see, oh shoot. Now against cover 2, one thing I like to do to really get that mid-read out, and this is something that you don't have to do, but if I know they're running cover 2 every play, I might even block my running back for the extra protection because guess what? He's not going to be open anyways. Is there really a reason for me to even have him on a route? So let's say I just go with something like this, where I put B on a slant, RB on a flat. I can just still motion him over like this, and I can still get him to think that there's a wheel route there. But again, I wait, and X is going to be wide open. This is the way that I like to beat cover 2 the best. Just treat Adam Thielen right there like he's on a crosser. Obviously, it's better if you have escape artists. It's kind of a struggle with Kirk, but we still do get the job done. And again, I could still leave Treadwell over here on a flat, and that could actually help pull down the cloud flat. You guys see I'm able to roll out, and I can still hit Stephon Diggs across the formation like that on his drag route or whatever zone route you want to put him on. But again, cover 2, this play is going to be a lot worse. There's a couple of other really nice plays out of this formation that do a better job against cover 2. And I talked about that in some of my videos, my Patriots ebook and whatnot. But again, just a very simple way to beat it. You could always go with this setup. Again, this is going to be a lot worse against these coverages, but I could still, sort of throw this out route or this flat route and pick up a decent gain of yardage. Again, like I said, cover 2 does a pretty good job, but you guys got to keep in mind a lot of people aren't running stock cover 2. They're making a lot of adjustments. Anyways, let's hop into our cover 4 defense. Alright boys, here we are, and I'm just going to simple cover 4 drop show 2 in case you were wondering. I'm not running match or anything, but cover 4 is going to be very, very similar to this cover 3 that I showed you earlier, so there's not going to be too much for me to talk about. I'll just show it a couple times. So first of all, cover 4, take a look at the wheel route. Again, it's going to be wide open. Kirk throws that one in the turf, but you guys noticed that he was uncovered. I'll show it again. Simple setup. And again, since they have the curl flat zones and the hook curls, those two zone combinations do a very awful job of defending those shortened wheel routes. Again, you do need the flat route, otherwise it will not be open, and the curl flat actually defends the wheel route. So make sure that you have that zone. Again, I could always go with this setup, especially against cover 4, just because the best way to beat cover 4, people want you to max protect, they want you to send 3 routes out, but the best way truly is just to send 5 routes out. Usually one of them will get open again. Could always throw this out route unless they move out, or again, if they're running cover 2, then they could catch you off guard. But again, you just have to catch on to those tendencies, see what they're continuing to call, and continue to attack that yourself. Again, here, I could always throw this hitch route. It's going to be wide open against cover 4 and cover 3. I'm not sure if I've even mentioned that, but the hitch route or the out route should be wide open every single time. Even if they are manned up, you can still lowball them most of the time. But yeah, really difficult for them to defend. Again, I could always try and beat them with this crossing combination. Maybe I run something like this, where I just block my running back. I have a drag, streak, and a slant. This is a very solid route combination. I could throw the drag right there. I could wait, and I could throw the post. Both routes open. I had the low ball slant as well. And this is a concept that works against cover 3 and cover 2 as well. I didn't necessarily mention it per se, but this is similar to the sticking up play out of New Orleans, if you guys know what I'm talking about. But again, I could low ball the slant right there. He's wide open. I could have hit the drag wide open, and I could have hit the post wide open. Even the streak, I could potentially snap through. So really good play against cover 4. It absolutely torches it, and it's one of the reasons I love this play and formation. But if you guys enjoyed this video, want more tips similar to this one, hit that like button. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. It helps support me, and it helps me continue pump out these videos for you guys on the daily. So hit that subscribe button, and peace. I'm out of here.